Hey guys, this is Dr. Greg with Medical Muscle. I'm a PGY1 psychiatry resident and a graduate from St. George's University. I'm going to share with you guys some tips and tricks that I learned along the way going through SGU. I'm going to answer some of your guys' questions. But first, I want to give you guys like a little background of what got me into medicine, what brought me to this point. So just as some background, I'm originally from California, the San Francisco Bay Area. Grew up there, did a lot of athletics, and I kind of had a knack for weightlifting. That was kind of my thing that I always enjoyed, I loved. Loved it so much, I ended up becoming a competitive bodybuilder and a world record holding powerlifter, okay, without the use of sports enhancing drugs. The one downside with those sports is there is a lot of injuries, and I ended up accumulating a lot and had to learn a lot about rehabilitation. But what was really cool is that I was able to take the skills that I learned from rehabilitation and turn it into a business. I ended up becoming a personal trainer for 11 years, working primarily with older adults, people over 60, and ended up becoming the best trainer in my town. So while I was a trainer, I was taking classes to become a physical therapist because to me, that seemed like the natural progression. It has exercise still. But I found that I was getting bored with the exercise world and the rehabilitation stuff, and I wanted more out of myself, out of my life, and out of my education. And, I didn't really have any support financially or influence-wise to go into medicine from my family. My dad was a construction worker. My mom did childcare growing up, and then now she's a maid. So there wasn't a lot of those influences. So I just happened to stumble upon medicine organically, right? I just loved the content. I loved anatomy, and I thought, you know what? Let's go for something big. And I think that's very important for anybody who wants to get into medicine. It should be your choice. So the first question from you guys is, what aspect of your medical education / experience do you feel prepared you most for residency? Well, I'm not in residency yet, but I can tell you what I observed from other residents around me and what skills are really important for a third-year medical student, what's a fourth-year medical student going into residency. I could say that some of it was my background, so if you have any background working with people in any sense, it'll help you tremendously. It's kind of overwhelming when you first go into clinical rotations in third year where you're kind of on your own. You got to go talk to patients, and it's really on you to get the right information. People are kind of relying on you. So that can be a little tough. But take advantage of third year and fourth year to really hone your skills. Even fourth year, I know a lot of people like to relax, but if you can really hone your skills before, it'll make a huge difference. And to add on to that, it's really just getting your questioning skills down, getting your note-taking skills down, brushing up on material throughout the rotation, even if it's not something that's directly tested. If it's pertinent to the specialty that you want to go into, then you should be self-studying this stuff. That's the beauty of being in medicine, is it's a lifelong learning career. And so if you like learning, which you probably do, then, staying up to date on current things is very important. Okay, the next question is best ways not to get burnt out in term 4. Term 4 is when I started feeling the burnt. So I understand this question. And to be honest, just personally, I was so burnt out that I started changing my study habits completely. I tried to focus more on making my life easier. And a big thing was not making Anki cards. That was just an example. I focused more on just reading the lecture slides and watching like Boards and Beyond or that kind of content, something more passive that was easier psychologically for me to do, okay? Everybody's gonna find out what works best for them. I think it's important to figure out what you can cut out. You don't have to do everything, okay? So having a lighter workload, not taking on so many different resources. So say, you're big into Anki and doing note taking and looking at the lecture slides, see what you can give up, right? See what you can cut out that's taking a lot of your time. Also, make sure you're exercising, okay? Medicine is a marathon, it's not a sprint. So you have to treat your body like, it's a machine, and fuel it correctly, treat it right, exercise well, make sure to go have fun. My big fun thing was to go scuba diving on the weekend. So I knew if I kicked butt in studying Monday through Friday, I could have the whole weekend off, okay? Now, a big thing I want you guys to know going into medicine to reduce burnout is to also limit distractions, okay? A big reason why people get burned out is they're doing kind of crummy work, all throughout the day, all throughout the week, okay? And it bleeds into the weekend. They're just working kind of just not efficient, okay? They're not putting their full effort. I think it's really important for you guys to, delete your apps, distracting social media apps, delete this Instagram app, delete YouTube, delete all these things so that you can have perfect focus while you're studying, and then, re-download them when you don't have to study anymore, right? Okay, so perfect focus when you need to work, and then when it's fun time, definitely take advantage of that. Okay, another question is, what would you say to med students that are struggling mentally or academically? Okay, it's going to be pretty much the same point, I think. Mental struggle, I think, happens to everybody because it feels like there's so much on the line. There is in some ways, but just the inherent nature of medicine is stressful, right? You're going to be worried about grades. You're going to be worried about performance. You have comparing yourself to other students who may be doing better, and it seems like they're studying less. I think that it's important to have a good friend group, make sure you're exercising, make sure you're sleeping. Sometimes it's okay that you didn't get all your work done. Rest, okay? Sleep. Certain content is going to be harder than others. And I think it always goes down to addictions, are you on social media too much? Do you have an addiction to social media? Are you maybe not taking care of your physical health, right? Are you not sleeping? Why are you not sleeping? Why are you staying up so late? I know this is a problem for some people, are you drinking too much? Okay. Those things can all negatively influence your performance in school and also your mental health, okay? So I think it's really important to identify your maybe not so good traits and try to change them. Because the whole journey through medicine is long, and it's important to be as, physically and mentally fit going through this journey as you can be. All right, another question. Favorite places to eat in Grenada? I was pretty basic. I liked Greeks. I would do their Greek salad, usually with chicken or lamb. Try to limit the red meat now, but I love their chicken salad. So good. I think the Carib sushi was really good too. That was something we did after every exam. It was a big group. Let's get together at Carib sushi and just go crazy. Okay. How should I be studying for STEP from fourth term? Okay. So this is a good question. I don't think you really need to worry about doing step one specific studying in term 4. I don't think that's super important. I think it's most important for you just in general to ace the exams, because if you're acing the exams, then you're studying for the step, right? Okay, but there are some things that you can do starting maybe the second half of term 4 to kind of get you ready for term 5, which is really the time to start your beginning step 1 studying. I would be throwing cumulative questions somehow. You can do that through Anki. You could do it through like Amboss. something like that. That would be helpful, okay? Some kind of cumulative work to jog your memory for the stuff that you may have forgotten in term 1. All right, the next question. How can I level up and excel in SGU even if I'm not making awesome grades? It's a good question. I think well, I'm going to give you a gauge, okay? So if you're struggling in school, here's a good gauge. Are you able to take off weekends? Are you able to go and enjoy yourself and not have to study at all? Or are you having to play catch up? If you're having to play catch up, then there's something that you're doing wrong, okay? Usually it's a mixture of working too hard, okay? Doing something that's inefficient, okay? Like rewriting notes, okay? Rewriting notes is good in undergrad. It's great. It's great for memory retention. It just doesn't work the best, especially in the later terms, like term 4 or 5, okay? Technically, when I was making my Anki cards, I was rewriting my notes, and I had to stop in term 4, okay? So now, here, talking about that gauge again, working on the weekends. You should maybe have like 4 hours on a Sunday, maybe a little bit of like review, but you shouldn't be playing heavy catch-up, and you definitely shouldn't have any work from Monday. You shouldn't have any work that you finished from the previous week bleeding over into the next week, okay? When I was in term 1, 2, 3, I would be studying all the time, and I was always playing catch up because, it was COVID. I didn't really have much to do on the weekends anyway. But that's unsustainable. And really, I realized that I wasn't working hard enough in the middle of the week. I wasn't treating medical school like an actual job. I was messing around a lot. I was on social media. I was very distracted. Starting in term 4, I would sit down and I would study nonstop for like 5 hours, okay? 5 hours straight, 5 to 6 hours. Monday through Friday, the second Friday night hit, I went to go out. And I would use Friday evening and basically all of Saturday to just have fun. That was the reward for being so focused through the whole week. And then obviously Sundays would be my pre-reading day for a lot of the lectures on the following day. Maybe some catch up, but not like a lot of heavy studying because I'd done basically everything I needed to do. That's really important. And the only way you can do this is if you have like undeniable focus, okay? And the way to do that is you got to limit all distractions. That could be friends, okay? Friends can be distracting, so don't study with friends. You should be studying in isolation. That's what I had to do. And then get together with them later to talk about content. You guys can review stuff, that's fine. But while you're trying to accumulate the knowledge, isolate yourself, delete all social media, and make sure to take your caffeine before you start studying. Right, this is the next question. Absolute favorite and most hated thing about SGU. All right, I'm gonna say that I absolutely loved SGU. So there's nothing I could say hate, right? It's such a harsh word. But I could say what I loved is that SGU, out of all the medical schools that I applied to in the US, gave me this opportunity, okay? I wouldn't become a doctor without SGU's help. So I really am very grateful for that. And it's a beautiful place to go to school. Grenada is amazing. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And I think that, in the long run, it's gonna be, you're gonna look back and just realize those are your best years, right? Something that was also really good about SGU is that they have a ton of clinical sites all over the country. I didn't realize that. If you are in a US school, you kind of have a limited place to rotate. So SGU has some great options for that. Now, something that, not a hate, I don't want to use that word, but something that's a challenge being a medical student from SGU is that there is just some downsides of being a IMG student. It's going to be probably across the board in almost all IMG students. There's certain specialties that are not IMG friendly. That's something that you have to be, aware of. But I don't think that there's any specialty that you're barred from, okay? You can get into anything. I know I just did an interview with a student who got into neurosurgery from SGU, so you can really get into anything. It's just maybe a little bit more challenging. All right, and the last question that we have is, what are the main reasons why you chose psych? Uh, I think from being a trainer, I really enjoyed talking with people. I felt like psych allowed me to use my skills in communication to get information from the patient. I just like that aspect. I like the challenge of that in psychiatry. I liked all medicines. I really enjoyed all aspects of medicine. I just found that there were some that lacked that patient interaction more than others. I really like to be able to follow up with patients. That was a big thing for me. I wanted to get to know their background story so that I could, figure out maybe what are some of the patterns that they're doing that they should change, right? Some of the advice that I'm giving you guys. And the other reason is that I liked working with the population, okay? I found in psychiatry, you can do the most good. You're dealing with people who are usually dealing with pretty severe mental illness, especially an inpatient. And a lot of these mental illnesses are creating huge troubles in their life that are keeping them from holding a job or making connections with their family, causing them to live on the streets. Usually drug and alcohol addiction is incorporated in that. And I feel like if you can help, you can't help everybody, okay? It's not 100%. That's the one thing people don't like about psych. You're not cutting something out, right? It's not like surgery. But if you can help one person out of, a handful and change their life, then you've just saved somebody, right? So guys, thank you so much for submitting these questions. And if you'd like to follow me on YouTube, I'm at Medical Muscle. So just find me there. You can send me a direct message on Instagram at Medical Muscle Greg. I'm there too. So you guys, I hope you guys can keep kicking butt in school. And trust me, when you get to fourth year, everything gets a lot easier.